An extraordinary batting display from Ashar Zaidi turned the rain-affected opening day of the crucial LV County Championship match at the Brighton and HoveJobs.com county ground Sussex's way against visitors Somerset. The morning session was limited to 19 overs because of the weather, and after winning the toss, the returning Sussex captain Ed Joyce decided to have a bat first, leaving it to Luke Wells and the skipper to try to get their side off to a good a start as possible on what looked like a good pitch. The breakthrough came after Tim Groenewald was introduced into the attack, he having Wells caught by Marcus Trescothick with his sixth delivery. Wells was out for 13 with a total on 24, but the rest of the morning saw Joyce show off his class. His side came into this match on 146 points, the same as their opponents here, both teams 11 clear of Hampshire and 26 points ahead of Worcestershire, the two sides who began this penultimate round of matches in the relegation places. For 8 overs, Joyce received some handy support from Matt Machin, a man with a good record against Somerset. In that time, these two left-handers added 43 runs. Jamie Overton then ended the developing partnership as Machin on 21 drove him on the up to the bowler's twin brother Craig, who was positioned in the covers. Joyce, who missed his side's last game, a comprehensive win in Worcester with a back injury, stood firm until the lunch break, which arrived with Sussex on 72 for 2, the Irishman with half of those runs. There were another 50 minutes in the afternoon before another break for rain, and in those, Joyce and Chris Nash pushed the total along to 88 with some nice cricket shots. And Nash was squared up by Peter Trigo and held in the slips by Trescothick, for whom that was catch number 478 in his first-class career. Nash was out for 11, but Joyce remained, and this cut for 4 off Groenewald took him to his half-century off his 87th delivery, that being his 9th boundary overall. Having made such a start, it was now vital that he continued to bat on. He now had Luke Wright at the other end, fresh from his maiden double hundred last time out in that victory at New Road. But it was Joyce who dominated much of the scoring at this stage. By his own extraordinary high standards, this has been something of a lean summer for the man who turns 36 next week. Having said that, he'd still hit 700 runs in Championship cricket before this innings, but his return of only 100 could not really be compared favourably to the 7 he struck in this competition last year, when he amassed 1,400 runs. Trescothick was busy in the slips yet again to get rid of Wright for 20 off the bowling of Jim Allenby, a wicket which left the home team on 136 for 4. Joyce, though, batted through 3 hours in getting to 83, those runs being made out of a total of 162. But to the last ball before tea, he was strangled down the leg side by Jamie Overton, a big wicket coming at a very opportune moment. 32 more runs were added to the score in the evening before another rain shower swept across the ground, and in that short spell, Ben Brown fell in Jack Leach's second over, Craig Overton with a catch off the leading edge, which removed the batsman for a duck. Michael Yardy, in his last home game for the county he's been so good for over the years, looked in good touch again in front of the home support. While Ashar Zaidi came out and batted brightly from the moment he took guard, he was soon finding the boundary at regular intervals, providing just the kind of innings his side needed at this stage. He produced shots all around the wicket. Yardy scored a ton in his last innings at this ground, the 124 he made against the champions Yorkshire, showing that even though he closes in on retirement at the end of next week, the 34-year-old still has the ability to score big runs, and to the delight of everyone except those supporters of Somerset, the former England all-rounder was in terrific touch again here. The 50th half-century of Yardy's first-class career, to go with his 2200s, arrived off his 77th delivery, a single off Allenby being added to his 8 boundaries thus far. Yardy could then sit back and watch Zaidi take over for much of the remainder of the day after taking in the applause. Zaidi reached his own 50, the 41st time he got that far in the first-class arena, off 56 balls, 10 fours included from those, and he then played plenty more shots. Somerset would have been hoping that they would end the first day with honours even or even better, but on this good batting surface, their attack was now put to the sword as Sussex struck 109 runs in 27 overs after coming back on after rain. Zaidi, who may also be playing in his final home game for his county, hit 74 of those, including this well-timed maximum late in the day off Allenby as the wind continued to build along with this partnership, which had realised 132 runs by the close. It meant that Sussex ended the first day after 78 overs with a score of 303 for 6 on the board, and they will want to get up to 400 on the second morning. With Zaidi there on 90 from 93 balls and Yardy on 60, they have every chance of doing that.